Okay, hello
So good.
and welcome in. Welcome back, guys. Are you excited to kick
Yes.
some butt?
Yeah.
Since the end of last season, you guys, basically to recap the last episode as quickly as possible. You guys were having a good old time. You'd beaten the siren. You came back to town. You were holding a festival of sorts. And then a giant beam of light shot out of the sky and shook the earth. Everyone was terrified. Everyone was like confused and what's going on? We don't know. Panic. But it didn't last too long, so everyone was sort of they calmed down. Some of you guys decided to go separate ways, just for a little bit to, sort out some personal stuff that you needed to do. Javiel and Pearl, however, stayed in Cavernavis. Javiel, let me tell you guys what everyone's been up to in the 6 months that you guys have been apart so far. Javiel was allowed to open a small sort of workshop store within the magic shop in Cavernavis, given a little workshop inside of the town so you could, conduct some experiments with the help of Loboto. People would sort of come to you if anything need fixing, or if they had sort of something scientific that they couldn't do themselves. You started to get a rapport with the village. Everyone seems to like you. Everyone sort of knows you as Pearl's friend Javiel, the smart guy with the robot who acts a bit weird. But you'd also go out on sort of little excursions to find resources and gather, intel and stuff like that. And on some of these excursions, you notice that some of your tools and like notes would go missing sometimes. Something that you just literally put down, and you're like, right, I'll pick that up again in a minute, and then you look and it's gone. And
more so than usual.
Yeah. And you voice these worries to Loboto. But he would always, come back with, I detect no movement. I don't know what you're talking about. You must be going a bit crazy. But yeah, so eventually you got sort of sick of this happening, and you decided, do you know what, I'm going to build a trap and find whatever's doing this to me, because I'm definitely not going crazy, however much Loboto insists that I am. I
refuse to be gaslit by my own robot, and any excuse to build a contraption,
And you did manage to catch whatever's doing that, but we'll leave that unknown for now. But you also, you managed to get some good little bits for like crafting and tinkering, as you all want to do. So you've had a pretty good time. You've been spending time with Pearl, who also stayed in Cavernavis. She has spent a lot more time sort of being social with everyone, now that Angela, they've sort of defeated the siren, and Angela's a new person that she didn't really know before. They've become pretty close. She has spent a lot of time, hanging out with you, and the rest of her friends. She's also been working on sort of relations between the village and the mer people, who Angela is a part of. And she's managed to work out some living arrangements, so that everyone's happy, no one's getting in each other's way. because she's good at that. You know, everyone likes Pearl. She's good at figuring things out and making people happy. She also started researching the Sea Witch, because she wants to end Angela's curse, obviously, so that she can be with her people. So she asked around a lot with the merfolk. The merfolk always spoke with sort of like a really ghastly fear and sort of very much hatred whenever they spoke about the Sea Witch. Most of which is sort of their stories and legends, because it's sort of a very old legend. The Sea Witch has been around for a long time. And they told Pearl of how they, you know, have always feared her, and she always is described as appearing accompanied by a raging sort of sea storm, which is how you know that she's coming. Yeah, and Pearl and Javiel, as always, when they were hanging out, you know, it's always a bit awkward between those guys, but everyone seems to be happy with Javiel and Pearl as friends. Outside of the village, you know, because Frost and Zakonis left to go do their own things. Zakonis went back to his home forest to find out sort of who he really is, get a bit more in touch with himself. He spent lots of days wandering in the forest, searching for clues. And then one day he stumbled into a very familiar place. He didn't really know why it was familiar. He just felt an attachment, a connection. So he decided to meditate and calm his thoughts and his soul and reach out with his very being to the earth. And during this meditation, he had a vision, and he learned that his origins are not from Edarastrix. They are from somewhere else. His parents were not from this continent. He doesn't know where exactly they were from, but they were definitely not here. But they didn't use normal means to get to this forest. They didn't sail there, or they didn't, you know, fly or anything. They used a portal of raging flames, through which he saw where his home place, where he used to come from, all burning around them as they stepped through. And he saw them leaving him as a baby in the forest to be found. He also found out some other things from this, but that is up to him to share. He's got a lot of stuff to think about, and some reflection to do. Frost decided to go, you know, try and do some work, get some rangering done. He travelled a lot through Pucklandia. He heard a lot of whisperings and mutterings of rumours surrounding the events that had occurred when the great light shook the earth. A lot of dark creatures rising in the north, coming to life in the darkness and washing away all life before them. A lot of people, you know, sort of said, no, these are just rumours, these are just horrible bedtime stories, and just continued on with their lives. But then the king's army started patrolling the kingdom with a decree from Boff Helvig, the king of Drachibrana and Pucklandia, that all citizens are forbidden from travelling anywhere near the northern border. Work started to dry up because of this. All the soldiers were hunting everything around and making camps. So Frost decided to go to the source of this information, Drachibrana, where he might be able to find, you know, any clues as to what's going on. He managed to meet up with the girl and her grandma that he had met before, and they basically told him that the king has sent at least half his army to lock down the northern border, on the eastern side of the Mountains of Madness. The royal palace and the royal army have been preparing for something, but nobody knows what. The king seems to believe there is a reason to recruit more people into the army and gather forces. And he also found out something else from those people that he may or may not choose to share with you guys. But yeah, that's basically what you guys have been doing, what you guys have been up to. Also, you know, if there was anything else that you guys wanted to do during that, then you probably would have done it. Anyone who was sort of experimenting with their eggs will have not found a lot of fruit in their experiments, other than a sort of feeling of the eggs they are ready, but they're waiting for something. Everything that they respond to you with is sort of like they are ready to go, but it's still not time for them to come. But you basically, throughout the whole time of this 6 months, there's been a sort of like niggling, gnawing feelings in the back of your minds, and it's been growing from something barely noticeable to pretty like pervasive and itchy. It's something that you can't get rid of. And eventually, when it gets unbearable, you hear a voice in your heads simultaneously that echoes through your minds. Come, it is almost time. Forge your destinies. And in front of each of you appears a shimmering portal of opalescent light. What are you going to do?
Step into it, of course.
Ross steps into his portal, not thinking about anything, just going for it.
What's the voice like? Is it a voice we recognise? Is it a...
It's very
what's
sort
the vibe?
of like, you think you recognise it, but you're like, but I've definitely never heard it before.
It's familiar, but not recognisable.
Yeah, it's not like, it's
Okay.
very calm and soothing.
You know, I'm not quite the retiring coward I was, but maybe that's because I've forgotten how scary adventuring can be in my 6 months downtime, getting used to this. And I've been getting a bit frustrated with not being able to make too much progress with the egg and stuff. It does feel like I've been a bit of a holding pattern. So I look across at Loboto and kind of give him that look of, should I? And he, shrugs his little metal shoulders, and I grab my go bag off the desk and pop myself through the portal.
Nice. Javiel walks through, unsure, uncertain, but willing and ready.
Yeah.
How about Zakonis or Pearl?
I feel when this portal kind of appeared in front of Zirconis, he was just kind of meditating, kind of has some flames sitting in his hands, and he kind of felt that magical presence show up. He just stands up, just kind of flicks the flames out, just smiles and walks fluently into the portal.
Nice. Very, very good. Very good. Finding a bit more inner peace now. Bit more sure of himself. Pearl?
Pearl just sort of is completely taken off guard and in stunned silence for a few seconds, and then very quickly scrambles to check all of her pockets and her bag to make sure she has everything she needs. Scribbles a little note down. Do I have message, right? Never mind. I take that back. I send a message. She's just going to send a message to her mum and just say, something came up. I have to go. Everything's fine. I love you.
Okay.
And just go through the portal.
Okay. Each of you, one by one, appears. Frost first, looking a bit confused, thinking, what's going on? There's 3 more portals in front of me. And as you're looking, Javiel sort of appears through, going...
Oh, thank God. I
Frost!
use one. I thought for a second I'm gonna have to go to more and more portals and just hope I pick the right one.
A second
what if
later,
Yeah,
Zakonis appears in front of you.
Ooh, it's been really bad. I just go through the wrong one and I die instantly. Pick a pipe.
Zakonis, buddy. Big hug, and then feel a bit bad, and then give Frost a hug and a tap as well.
And then, finally, Pearl steps through her portal, and all the portals disappear behind you.
Oh, hi guys.
Hey, you.
Hi.
You will actually recognize Pearl and Javiel will probably be like, why did I step through this? Because you guys are actually on a beach in Cavernavis. You've just been teleported to the beach. You're all standing on a beach in Cavernavis, all looking at each other, having stepped through a portal.
I was standing 5 feet away looking in the other direction like 2 seconds ago.
Huh.
That's so weird.
I'm like 5 minutes from the shop. How was it? I mean, I suppose I should be relieved. But it's good to see you guys.
Likewise.
I take it.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I don't want to sound odd. You heard a voice, right? I heard a voice. I'm going to admit it. I heard a voice.
Oh, I just saw the portal and popped in.
Yeah.
There might have been, but I did not pay any attention to it. So.
Just gonna send another quick message to her mum saying, "Don't worry, never mind."
Not gone far.
Just at the beach.
So where were you? Where were you guys?
Oh, I was in Drachybrana meeting up with the girl from before and her grandmother as well. And she turned out to be from Altaria as well. So
Oh,
there was some rumors and like half the king's armies there. It's not a massive deal. I'm not supposed to enter anymore because normal citizens can't enter. So I might need to join the army at some point, but no, it's what it is.
oh. I mean, sorry. Did you say half the king's army?
Yeah, like half of the entire army is now stationed near the border of my hometown.
That seems
It's
worrying.
I mean, I already knew it was a big deal. It's just now that the king has responded, I'm honestly more comfortable knowing that that won't spread too much, hopefully. The one thing is, the more men they lose, the bigger the army of the necromancer grows. So actually, maybe half the entire king's army is troublesome. But if they don't lose too many men, it's probably fine.
So it's the same necromancer. That's where you've been.
I assume so. I don't. It might be a different necromancer. I don't know. The necromancers might be dead. Don't know what's going on at home currently. I just heard rumors that half the king's army's there, and that the grandmother from the girl I met in Drachybrana is also Altarian.
Whoa, it's good to see you again. I'm glad you made it back safe.
Oh yeah, I was not near my hometown, given how dangerous it was. I wouldn't do it alone. I might be stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
No, you wouldn't go out alone.
No, not.
How about you, Zakonis? Where have you been? Is everything okay? We missed you.
Yeah. Oh, I missed you guys too. I just needed to go back home. Needed to get some things answered for myself. Yeah, I think it's going for the better.
Do you get the answers you were looking for, or is this more of a over a drink conversation?
It's a work in progress, but I think we're getting there.
Well, it's always lunchtime somewhere.
As you guys are sort of chatting and catching up on the beach, you hear the familiar voice of Maggie calling over to you, saying, "Hey, guys, I found you. There you are. We've been looking for you. Come, come, come."
I guess we tag
Okay,
along.
I follow after.
The mayor. Sorry, it took me a second. Maggie's the mayor. Okay. Well, you can't
Halfling,
ignore the
little
mayor.
halfling.
Like we never left.
She's saying, guys, come on. We've got look. It's taken a little bit, but me and some of the people in the village, we've got a surprise for you. We've been sorting this out.
How did you know
I
we
like
were going to be here
surprises.
exactly?
Well, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't think you two would be here. I was just sort of looking for Javier and Pearl, but
Okay.
it's quite nice that you are here. It's kind of like magic. It's crazy.
Yeah, you would have thought in a magical
Yeah,
world.
kinda. Yeah, it's kind of like magic.
Yeah, we've got a surprise for you, but it's going to take a little while to get there. So we're going to go out on a wagon. Your wagon's here, right? You guys? Did you?
Absolutely.
I
100%.
assume you parked it somewhere.
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
The tavern stables, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take your wagon then. I'll leave mine here. It's fine. But yeah, let's go. You guys can chat in the back of the wagon, I guess, while I'm sorting this next thing out. About anything you want, anything what you've been up to in the past sort of 6 months.
Look at these animals I carved. She's gonna like hold out like 3 or 4 little like kind of amateurly whittled. That's the word. Chiseled. That's not the right word. Amateurly whittled like little animals made out of driftwood. It's like, look, I've been learning things.
Zero, can you do Tailspire in Discord, please?
I can.
Oh, it's been so long since I've looked at
I feel-
Tailspire.
A strong urge to say, look at these animals I carved up.
Yeah, I was trying really hard not to say it that way. Like,
No, but I feel like Frost would have. I just pull out a pair of antlers.
no,
that
she's
I've
just been whittling little
metal
pieces of
meat on or
driftwood.
something.
That's good.
Mm.
I have to say, over the break, when you take notes and then you have a big break.
Yeah.
I can't help but think I was either rushing or may have had a few in my last batch of notes. But there's just
I can relate to this.
there's one line that I was desperately trying to remember what it meant. It just says, I have a bunch of Dr. Crabwith's Adventure Crab. Nat 20 on crafting. That's all it says. And I can't for the life of me remember what Dr. Crabwith's Adventure Crab was.
I think we got a
Oh yeah, no, it's because you guys killed like 500
Yeah.
crabs, and you
We
were
opened
gonna
up a
start
crab
selling
store.
crab. Yeah, you were gonna start
Yeah, we
selling
did.
crab.
Yeah.
You opened up a crab shop at the festival.
I honestly don't know. I know.
That's it.
I know
That's
that
it.
Frost dated or tried to date this girl in Drachibrana. Other than that, Face, do you want me to make it up or?
Yeah, you can tell me how it went, I guess.
Yeah. So for some weird reason, she was not at all thrown off by the fact that I was randomly focused on a bunch of things and being super impulsive. So it went well, and now that's kind of my home. I sleep in the same house at least.
Wow, that's great, man. Well, good for you.
No, right?
yeah.
Would've-
I know-
would've guessed.
The stream isn't working, Zero.
I know kind of how you feel actually, Frost. After you left, well actually I got a little bit of an Adventure Crab sideline going, and that gave me the startup funds I needed to set up a new little shop. I've got a workshop here now in Cavanavis. It's kind of my second home now.
Very nice, very nice.
There
It's the house that Crab built, you know.
You build it with crab pods. Just the roof is all shells.
Well, you know what they say, when life gives you crabs, make crabinade.
Guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody says that.
They do here. We live in a we live in a fantasy world.
Yeah, the old saying. Yeah, I definitely know it.
Yeah. You haven't lived until you've tried my crabinade.
I think Sukonis just doesn't know it because he lived in the forest for so long. So he's not heard these common city expressions.
So as we're trundling along in our wagon, how far out of Cavernavis are we? Are we heading? Where kind of in? Are we heading in the direction of? As we look around out. Just gut instinct as direction.
Just a couple of hours sort of north of Cavernavis.
Okay.
Takes a little while to get there.
Okay.
But as you do, where is it? Let me show you guys what you see. Why is that not working? Not working. That's great. Oh yeah, that's why.
Everything of
There we go.
guest stream or whatever it's called.
You guys see? Players, summer players. You guys.
I should probably launch Tillspire as well. Actually, now that I think about it.
They have basically made you guys a base, a house to live in, just outside of Cavernavis.
That's so cool. I always love these kinds of mechanics in games.
You have
Can we upgrade it?
Down the line, when you have certain amounts of like money that you can pull together, or you can ask for upgrades, you can ask for extra bits to the house.
I will.
Nice.
I
Base
will
building.
spend all my money on this. If I
Let's go base build.
Can we get passive income from this? Like you can invest in like the old Assassin's Creed games.
Pearl is already thinking about all the different ways she can make decorations for this house out of shells and driftwood.
Can we build a city around this? I'd love to
And
design
fishing
one.
nets.
I'm already thinking that Maggie the Mayor came looking for me and Pearl, and this could have been mine and Pearl's place until these guys rocked up in a portal. like magical cock blockers that they are.
You know why you might be
She basically bought us a nice house on the hill. And then it's like, oh, I suppose if you guys are here, you should come as well.
I will say,
Big enough crib.
I will say, they didn't just buy this place; they built it.
specifically for
Yeah,
and Jay.
they built it because they believe in you guys,
Wow.
and they think you're gonna save the world.
I am. There's one thing I'd like to ask. How long was this time skip exactly that we've been through?
6 months.
6 months.
Okay, so we had 6 months where we didn't cock block you at all, Jay. At this point, it's on you.
That's fair. Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
We were, but we were off stream for
Fair.
that. That wouldn't make good content.
Yeah, it's just been like 6 months of juice that none of you get to see.
Funny for us. But that's so much for chat.
Yeah, feel free to explore the house. As I said,
Wow.
you can eventually obviously get upgrades and like extra bits to the house. It's sort of the area it's in sort of like a wooded glade. There's this big area that they've flattened out and sort of made livable for you, and then around that there's a big sort of woods area that
Can we
extends for a little while.
gather resources ourselves? Because I feel like Frost with like this high strength would definitely maybe go lumberjacking as a side job for a bit, and then maybe eventually we can build like a city here.
I mean,
Well, look, you've got,
any
you've got a little allotment
downtime.
out the back there for lettuces. If you want to grow some lettuces.
Yes,
You've got a little vegetable patch.
John.
Any sort of downtime that you guys have in the base, you can say, I'm going to do this and possibly make some money, or just do whatever. So
Can
That's
I pick
cool.
up? Can I try and learn how to become a carpenter and just build shit myself, and it will just take a shit ton of time. it might go wrong depending on how I roll.
If you've got time between fighting a load of enemies and saving the world, then yeah.
I'll be
At least,
responsible for building extra
creating thing
parts.
is like something I can do in the back of a wagon, you know,
So
macrame
certainly-
stuff.
the
I will
house
certainly-
does have it's basically one room at the bottom on ground floor.
Open plan living, love it.
Yeah, and there's one big bedroom on the second floor. There is also a basement that you might want to check out.
I'm straight down the basement.
Can
I'm
you
straight down the
guys-
basement.
Face, can you summon me to the new map again? Because I just launched Hillspire after doing the update, and I can't find the menu to move maps anymore.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
When you say one big bedroom, is it like a dorm?
It's a dorm.
Oh yeah, I see. It's like a dorm room. That's cool.
It's like a barracks.
If there's a bedroom with a two-person bed,
First thing I'm saving
That-
up for is a
we all
partition
know
wall.
how it's going.
That's the first thing you can put your carpentry skills to, Frost.
What
Couple
making
of-
you?
Make us a couple of those folding dividers at least.
Yeah.
The Japanese ones.
Couple
Yep.
of discretion screens.
Yeah, sure. If I want it, I'll do it for myself. But if you want it,
Although
you'll
we
to
have
pay
all
for it.
bathed together, so
I'll make a
Yeah.
bathhouse. Let's do it. The first
I'll be honest.
expansion.
Over the last 6 months, though, look, I think the Botto started to go a bit strange, and he's getting a bit sick of holding my towel. I can see it in his scanner. There's something when you spend long enough with somebody, you start to detect
I
these little
have-
tells.
I have bad news for my sleep. It appears that we have a shared four-person bedroom, which means I'm gonna have to listen to JV snoring.
Well, I want to see the basement. What's in the basement?
Okay,
can't
so
find
the
it.
Beeline it. I'm
basement
beelining it down
entrance
there.
is out the back.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Can we still open doors, by the way? By our
This
own-
one
by
here.
our own?
Okay, yeah, that's it.
There you go.
I can't click on
Down-
doors
whoop,
anymore.
down
Oh, there we
into
go.
there. Let me allow you to open that.
I mean, whilst I'm a professor without a bunker, I'm looking for a bunker type
Oh,
environment.
I find it. I find it. I'm going in.
Okay, so you have it's just a little lab, you know, that you can.
Thanks, DM.
Jay,
There's not much in it now.
I love a
Forge
base
is
build
in
though.
there.
I love a base build. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do in
Oh,
games.
get in there.
The forges in Altaria were perfectly fine. So if you need me to make like a smelter or something, yeah, I should be able to do that
There you
too.
go.
Oh, look
there
at
you go.
this.
You got it.
Yeah,
I'll roll-
it's kind
I'll
of
have to
empty
roll.
right now.
It's
But
If you
gonna
need me to
take me a
build
while to get-
anything, Jay, just say the word.
I'm honestly, I'm skipping around this little space going, look at the potential. And I'm like
Yeah.
banging on that pipe like clang clang. That's real metal. That's good stuff right there.
It's real metal.
Is there such a thing as fake metal, Jay?
Zero.
What
if
have you been
lower
Sure.
the
Yes.
green thing on the bar to the right, you can see through
Yes.
the roof. That might make it easier.
Is there such a thing as fake metal? What kind of weird stuff have you been selling in that shop of yours, Jay?
Well, I don't sell inferior product, but lots of people do.
Right.
Oh, that's
you're-
besides the point. What I'm saying is this is good. Look at this.
Well, again,
There's,
if you
there's
need me to
some
make...
shelf space for all my things. Sorry, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Does anybody mind if I borrow this space until
all the
anyone has a
pipes
better
in.
idea? Although you can Pearl, you can absolutely do your drums and stuff down here. I won't bother anyone upstairs.
Are you turning this into
Kind
a
of
sex
soundproof
doll?
down here.
I'll,
Come on,
give-
yeah,
I'll,
you-
I'll practice focus music down here while you.
It can be
Potter
like a
away.
lab and rehearsal room where we're not going to bother anyone.
How the hell do I move my character?
And it
up?
gives you guys a bit more space, you know, in the rest of the house. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
As you guys are sort of looking around the house and getting excited and stuff, you do remember that Maggie
There we
is
go.
still here with you.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Wait,
Good
we
for
have a
her.
garden. Was there like space for a garden too?
Yeah, there
There's
is.
space for lettuces.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking of, but that too. I was thinking more of, the druid.
I think this 6 months, the 6 months away is really like. I think this has changed Frost. He's like, he really is in like putting down roots mode. He's like wants to do his woodworking, do some gardening.
Got himself a girl.
Got himself a girl, yeah.
Little Globstone over here as well.
Yeah, there's a little store for your wagon and your horses.
Cute.
I would definitely go out and start chopping up wood if I got my hands on an axe. Yeah. Is there an axe in the house? Like
I'm
a
sure
lumber
there'll
axe?
be a lumber axe somewhere, yeah, that you can
'Cause
use.
I don't want to carry it around.
Well, this is great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll definitely would make an expansion as well to store the logs. I'll
Yeah.
just pull a Kratos and put the thing over my shoulder and just casually walk around with an entire log of wood.
But yeah,
Matt, I want to say
Look at
thank you
this
to Maggie. I
photo.
want to stroll over to Maggie and let her know. Like, Maggie, we honestly, this is amazing. I can't believe you've done this for us.
well, you're very
What?
welcome, guys. You know, we felt like after helping us with the siren that you really sort of deserved something special, you know, because that could have got really bad if you guys hadn't shown up and saved us and sort of, you know, made this whole thing happen. So yeah.
Well,
Well,
your hospitality over the last 6 months. I mean, I know obviously this is Pearl's town, but you know, I was a stranger here when we arrived, and you've really, you know, made me feel at home. And this is amazing. Thank you so much. And you know, and it also means I could probably move the workshop now up here, which, you know, obviously after the incident, I appreciate you being so understanding about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, the less said about that, the better, surely.
Yeah, but I can move all of that stuff out of the town now.
Okay, cool.
And this is so yeah, this is really kind.
I
was just gonna immediately like drop to her knees in front of Maggie and just like give her a big hug. Just like,
guys,
this is awesome. Thanks.
guys, I found the attic is completely empty. I want to build an armory up there.
There's an attic?
There he
There's
is.
an
Yeah.
attic, and it's just I want to build an armory, just have like armor stands and a bunch of places for storage. Just keep all our resources up there. Like maybe make like a little office for someone to do finances for expansions and stuff.
That could be a good idea. I'm not good at numbers.
I am surprisingly
But
good
that
at
sounds
doing
like a good
that.
idea.
Maggie
I'm
cuts
surprised-
in and just says, "Well, I'll let you guys get settled. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're gonna have a nice little housewarming party. We'll get some food and some people from the village, and we'll come back. So you guys get settled in, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night."
Oh yeah, we should
Hi,
totally
Maggie.
throw a party.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Swimming party.
But about like additional facilities, do you guys mind then if I make like an addition? Because the attic is now it's like one big space. If I make like a little office area with more security for money, and then an armory in the rest.
Yeah, I think that does actually sound like a really smart idea.
Is Frost going to
Some
be
s-
the group's accountant?
tuck
Is
out
that
of
what's
the
going
way.
on here?
Please, I absolutely love base, but like it's
Some secure
Just-
storage.
I love this. Just like tucked up out the way. It's great.
I love it. I love the home office.
The armory,
You've
the
changed.
armory and office tucked up out the way. The lab and music stuff tucked down out of the way.
Yeah.
Then
and James
like
got his lab.
the
And then
garden
Zakonis just
area
has, like, a
for
peaceful-
lettuce and Zakonis.
I could make you a
I have a house.
I could make you a tree
I've
house.
never had a house.
And then then we all just have like one big living room and one big bedroom to just mooch around in and
True,
just be
that
our lounging
this is
areas.
Zakonis' first house,
It's
right?
great.
Yeah, it is.
This is
It's
my
Zakonis'
first house.
first
I've
house
never had
ever.
a home.
And it's right in the woods.
I mean,
It's right in the woods.
give
You're
Zakonis a
surrounded by
hug,
the trees.
a no homo hug, and congratulate him on being part of the family sorta. And then we have a home now, shared home.
I have a great idea.
Ooh,
What is
Hang
go
it?
on.
on.
What is it?
Just say oh no, Zero.
No, I'm
I
excited.
said that.
I absolutely love base building.
I want to take one of my little animals. I don't know which one yet. I'll figure that out later. One of my little animals that I carved, and I want to use magic mouth to implant a message into it, so that, and I'm just gonna like somehow put it near the front door,
I have another idea
Yeah.
for a broom.
so that anytime the trigger is going to be someone walking up to the front door,
I was just like,
and it's
welcome.
going to say, "Welcome to our home,"
Okay, cool.
and that I can make that last for literally forever. So that will happen forever.
Nice.
I have another
Anytime
idea.
anyone
Put it
walks
right
up
on
to the door,
on the Spanish
it'll
speaker.
say, "Welcome to our home."
I have
But let
another
me-
idea.
Sorry, Zagonis, what was that? Zero?
Oh no, would you put it right here on the little banister?
Oh yeah, gotta be.
Right at the entrance.
I'm impressed by this as well. Like JVL's like nice because obviously this is a trick he's used before with the wooden duck in
She's
the
just gonna
jewelry
like,
store. So it's a
she's
bit
gonna-
like nice. Love a
she's
magical
gonna
door.
back up a few feet and then walk forwards, and then back up a few feet and walk forwards just to test it out a couple of times.
Jay, I
Just
have
like,
an
look, it
idea.
works. Hey,
So
nice work.
just so
It's
you
nice
guys
work.
know,
thanks.
house upgrades are not going to be cheap.
No.
Well, I hope I don't need it
But-
I
myself.
do end up chopping down a shit ton of wood.
But like I said,
Tell me about it.
You will have sort of ways of making passive money, so that you don't have to just kill and loot everything to pay for your house upgrades.
And that's to be so funny. Like it's like we got you a house in the area, and it's like, and now we're going to go on a murder spree in the area because we need an inside toilet.
I have a great idea for like a passive income. We could make like a little outhouse and then turn it into a museum with like all the special art and magic items we do collect in our adventures.
That might
Or if
attract
you-
some very
I was going to say.
dangerous people.
You want to set up a home office upstairs with a safe to keep some money to one side, but all the rare and magical items that we find, you're going to display them on the front lawn.
Fucking paintings and shit and statues and
Okay.
things we carve or
The animal figurine is a fox.
and,
Yeah, cool.
and by the way,
Nice.
I
The
could
box.
just build logs on everything, and if we have,
back.
I don't know, can somebody place down? I don't know. They're called runes, I think, like traps. If somebody interacts with an object and without disarming it, they just get blown up. I think there's such a thing, right?
You know what? I love
Yeah.
the fact that we've got this house and we're already straight back into the kind of like the excitement of decorating and also the excitement of Frost going, is there a way I can break all the rules to have something wildly powerful?
How can I make
I've
this
missed
house
you
kill
guys. I've missed you guys a lot.
Well,
Good to be
Get
back.
in the world and stop building our own.
the thing
It's
is,
good to be back.
this is I didn't tell you this yet, but seeing as you were talking about, trying to break rules, and because this is your technically this would be your lair, so you
Okay.
can set up things. If you ever end up having a fight here, you can basically set up lair actions.
Nice.
which
Oh,
is
that's cool.
Which is what some bosses in D&D have. They have like
Gotcha.
So yeah, if you get attacked here at any point and you've got traps or something set up to like make something happen, then we can add that in. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for
As
that.
a hunter, if there's anything that I know how to do, just put up traps. I think I still have. Yeah, I have a hunting trap in my inventory still. Not have the need to use it yet, but I do have it.
I can't help but think that if there's like, it's probably because I've been in GM mode for a while. That as soon as Zoe put the little kind of welcome in, like little, was it fox?
Yep.
Yeah.
The little welcome in fox. Straight away, my mind goes to like the horror movie version of that, where it's like everybody's having a nice time, and then you're just like, but we're all here. Welcome in. Like outside, it's just
What the coming from inside the house?
exactly right. I'm a broken person.
It sounds
Take
amazing.
the sweet gesture and turn it into a horror movie scene within 30 seconds of it being used.
See, you're apologizing, but I'm just happy that we're friends because I love horror movies.
Welcome in.
It's great. It's wonderful.
So, as excited as you guys are about
Yes.
your new digs, your new hangout,
Lair.
obviously there is still the future to
There's
think
stuff to
about.
do.
There's still stuff to do. You guys, I assume, are still planning to go up north
Yeah, to
to
Ontario.
Altaria,
right?
yeah.
We've got Frost back, yeah.
Yeah, you've
I
got
will
Frost
have
back.
to sign up to the King's Army, most likely to get in.
So, the King's Army, basically, you guys are all the way to the west of Pucklandia right now. You're in the southwest coast, basically
Okay.
the
No.
west coast. The King's Army are on the border of Pucklandia and Graffen, which is the next country up. So then they're also on the eastern side of the Mountains of Madness, which you are on the western side of. So there is a gap for you to go up the western coast and get to Altaria. Army free.
I feel like if the king has half his entire army stationed in this one position, we four, even if we were at like the prime of
We'll
our
be
lives, the
fine.
best strength we'd ever find, we'd end up 6 feet under really quickly,
Well,
or walking corpses. So perhaps we should instead go with the army and not try and bypass them, which is
So
also
this is the
more
thing.
effort.
This is
I think I want to talk to Frost in character here for this decision. I think this is
Okay.
going to be an in-character discussion.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of... I get what you're saying, Frost, but I'm not sure... I don't know. JVL's going to... I would think would look at it a few different ways. So, like... My thoughts, JVL's thoughts right now are... Don't... I mean... What's this... So, the king... Obviously, we haven't really talked about the king much in lore,
Yeah.
right?
You guys would know of him.
Of course,
Some
yeah.
mysterious
He's not
man.
really had an eventful reign, so you
Right,
guys don't
okay.
hear much of him. You know he's a decent king. That's about
Okay.
it. Like
I was going to say, like, what's the kind of the... What's the
yeah,
scuttlebutt? What's the word on the street about a king? Is he like a benevolent ruler? Is it somebody with... Is it just like a kind of bog standard grey politician where it's like... We don't really like them, but they're not bad. You know,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
just trying to get a feel for how we feel about them.
he's not a bad guy. He doesn't treat anyone badly, but it's not like he's like the best king ever. Do you know?
He's
what I
not
mean?
like a wise.
He's very
wise
just sort of like, yeah, we're happy with him being the guy that's ruling us for now.
It's not Boris
Because it could be
Johnson.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been bad kings. Right, okay. Okay.
But he's not the wise and benevolent king kind of deal that you have in
He's
stories.
sort of
about.
just like an all right guy, you know. He tries to keep everyone happy. He does his
He's
job.
a chill dude. I'd love to go to the bar with him, but there's definitely better people that have to run the country. Throws amazing parties, I've heard.
My JVL's concern would definitely be when I hear you talking, Frost, about signing up to the army. You do. You know, I have missed you, but you do like to sign your life away to people quite quick. And you know, the army's a big commitment. You know, if we can make our way up the coast, I mean, look, I think you're right. We need to see what's going on up north, but I don't think I want to commit to being like a. I'm not army material,
Well, if
Jack.
I could
I'm just not.
acquire a higher position, perhaps I could have my own little squad that could, one, protect our HQ here, and two, I might be able to like move more independently. But with the contract, you are definitely right. I might be contractually obligated to remain with the weird old wizard guy that I haven't seen in 6 months. Like, you'd expect him to show up somewhere in these 6 months, and I still don't know if I've sold my soul to him. But I'm not 100% sure I can even join the army contractually. I might be obligated to, you know, be loyal only to one organization.
I mean,
So,
I feel as though I'm not a military man, as you know, but it's not so much a contract as it's signing your life away, and you know, you're talking about. I like the idea of you having backup and getting promoted, but I don't know. I'm trying to think through this plan. We head up to the mountains. We come across the army. I'm not signing up. I don't know about Sakonis and Pearl. I don't know how you feel about it. But like, do we make camp and wait for you to get promoted and come back with reinforcements? And now your squad.
Perhaps we could strike a deal, given that there's very few people alive. and even fewer that are capable apparently. Because the only survivor I met was, well, let's say she had a couple grey hairs on her head. But I know all the like hidden ways in and out and every single weak point and strong point at the city. Since my father was captain of the guard, and that would have eventually, most likely, also been my position. I know everything about the city, and perhaps I could just simply explain why I want to go there so bad. Show the crest, and then I don't have to join the army, but we could like have a one-time team up.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, though, mate. You know, you know the territory, you know the ways in and out, and the only people I really trust are us. We don't know what's going on up there.
What by face?
I want to go and have a look, but I only want to count on us, right? It's really nice to have you guys back, and I feel like this is what we know. As far as we know, the king hasn't got it. The king hasn't got an egg. We have. And we don't even know what's going on up there. You know the lay of the land. I mean, I'm not saying we pick a fight with the army. That'd be ridiculous.
So,
but we keep a low profile. We make a let's see what's going on for ourselves before
just so it's a bit more clear, right? If you all look at Roll20,
yeah.
Alright, let me get it open. Yeah, I still only have the map of Sarkin for some reason. I have not moved to a different map.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't either actually.
Put you on this page. I've forgotten how to do that.
This has been like the default background now whenever I have Roll20 open. It's just Genlyle, Babonia, Sarkin, these nuts. And whatever the town was where I call a bunch of people gay.
Okay.
Yeah, the town we do not speak of.
Here's the sort of map area that you're in. You're in Cavernavis, which is obviously down way in the bottom left there.
Okay.
Oh, move, and that's not it. So where exactly is the gap in the border?
So everything to the left of the Mountains of Madness, there is no army there. Everything to the right, there is army.
So they're coming up from Graffen.
They're coming up towards Graffen from Drachibrana.
But I think Altaria is way higher up, so we're not even close.
Yeah.
So if we follow the coast, we can kind of sidestep the action a little bit.
Yeah.
At least the action we know about, I guess.
I mean, if the army moves through the Mountains of Madness and plans to march alongside the coast as well, we better like hurry, because then, if we were to try and communicate with the army to see if they are willing to cooperate, and I mean cooperate in that way, just that, no signing up, no signing your life away. I still might not be contractually allowed to do that. But then, in that case, if they don't agree, we will have to deal with the army when we move along the coast.
We you know, at the end of the day, if a patrol stops us, a patrol makes it this far west, we're just travellers making our way up the coast. We haven't heard about any travel ban this far out.
No.
That's over in the mountains, and we can plead ignorance and take that situation as it comes.
There might also be a small army outpost in Cholnev. Maybe if we reach it there earlier than the army coming from Graffen does, we can still have the same discussion.
I've wanted to visit Cholneth for a while.
Yeah, no, because the Candylite shop, right?
You got it.
Is lovely, by the way. I've been there once or
We
twice.
also might be able, we might have more opportunities to learn more about sea witches if we're traveling along places along the coast.
Yeah.
Good point.
So we do that, and then in Cholnev we find the army outpost, and I can try and see if they want to cooperate, and then we can always do it on our own because the travel ban doesn't reach us in that case.
Let's play. Yeah, I mean, you know, with Pearl on the team, it makes sense to sort of stick near water where her talents can be leveraged.
There's a bunch of deltas anyway near the water, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. The last 6 months, I've kind of grown to like them by the coast. I'm happy to take a coastal route.
I miss the mountains. I've spent
Sound of waves is very relaxing.
Well, no doubt, this won't be a straight line kind of trip. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it seems like a pretty straight line if we do it right.
I don't think anything with us is ever a straight line.
Yeah. Good point. Well made. I mean, yeah. What do you think, Zero?
Well, I don't think joining the army is the right call. I think that you've got a point. We can't just plead ignorance. I mean, there's no way they can really get news all the way across the country in such a short amount of time. So, I mean, we all know what we're capable of doing. I mean, we've saved a city before. I feel like if we just rely on each other, it should be enough to try and at least figure out what's going on up in the town. I
Yeah.
mean, you said it yourself. You know it. You know that area the best, Frost.
Yeah, that's
So, the thing
Home field
is,
advantage.
yeah, home field advantage. You know the ins and outs.
yeah.
On top of that, don't know if the army is willing to go or how far the army is willing to go to
Well, as long as
Venture
they
City.
don't die and get corrupted and turn into zombies as well, that then fight against us, then they're probably. I think they
Yeah,
should. If as soon as that starts happening, the army should probably back the fuck down because it will just end up being cannon fodder.
we don't even know if they're actually going to go
No,
to
that's
actually invade. They may only just be setting up a defense. They may know of what's going on north.
I mean, we don't even,
They may not
we don't
be
even know
willing to
what's
go and attack
happening
it.
north. We don't know what their priorities are, what their objectives are. I mean,
I went all the way to the source, and all I heard is that they're just trying to block out the mountain range, basically. Which, given the information I have, I would assume is because of possibly the undead spreading into nearby towns and expanding. So,
with
That's
everything,
right.
speculation, but it's not
No.
without grounds.
with everything that's
Pull a
going on.
page from your book. Like, since when are we so quick to play by the rules?
You don't have to play by the rules. We can just ditch them whenever we want to. Like they're gonna change it within the army, but we have our magic eggs, right? And apparently also a mystery portal that can just teleport us away. We have to.
I think we should just start traveling and worry about things when we get to them.
Fair.
Seems
is
to be
there-
our most effective way of doing things.
Yeah,
Jay,
when we try and think too much,
agree.
that's when things go wrong. We should just act.
There is one thing I'm curious about. We don't have you don't know a way to make like a portal and then have a way to like have us all connected so that occasionally one or two people can go back to HQ.
I mean, I've been working on some translocation spells, but I mean, what you're talking about is you're talking about fixing a portal to a location. I mean, it's beyond where I am right now, but we can. I can redouble my efforts. I've been mainly dabbling for the last 6 months. I've just been trying to find my thing.
I don't know how it works, but I could guess that there's maybe some like magical crystals that you could use as a tether to one another, and then like have one stationary portal here, so that if we move and only 3 of us teleport back, then you can also teleport to the 4th person that did not teleport to HQ. Some shit, which would mean we'd always be sort of split up, but if we go
Well,
back to HQ.
I mean, I don't want to bore you. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but you're on the right lines. Yeah, I mean, you need to take into account, and then I just launch off on a 5-minute dialogue about all the things you would need to take into account.
You guys talk into the night. It's been 6 months since you guys saw each other, so you've all got like a lot to say to each other. You all have a nice little night in your new digs, in your new place.
I feel so bad having the night here, then partying in the morning, and then most likely leaving HQ for God knows how long. Immediately after just getting it.
I honestly, For some reason, I find I travel, like long journeys, I find I travel best on a pounding hangover. It's certainly been the way of the game
You
so
just
far.
walk, you don't talk, nobody talks.
That's right, I just sit in the back of the wagon and deal with it.
It's a shame that I don't know. We'll probably have to roll Constitution saving throws to see who gets the most hungover, right?
It's a good thing it's a good thing I don't get wagon sick, really. That's all I can say.
Well, that's why I want to be at the front at all times. If only it's when I have to look at them out of the back of the wagon and I get wagon sick. But if I just stare at the front,
you don't want to be in the rear-facing train seat.
yeah,
You want the wind on your face.
Yeah. I actually have this issue, but usually it's more like looking to the side from a car window. But that wouldn't apply to a wagon, I assume.
Don't read in the wagon read in the wagon on a hangover. That's the rule.
No, definitely. But this is assuming Frost would be a character that actually reads books.
not a big reader, your guy.
I wouldn't suit that. The imposter this guy has.
I just drift inside the new lair, and I kind of head upstairs to the bedroom, and I just find Loboto just parked on the edge of one of the single beds, just going like testing out the springs on one of the beds, and I shoot him a look as if to go, "There's 4 beds. I don't know what you think you're doing."
We can have a charging station in the basement for the bottle. Just plug him in like an iPhone or something.
We've developed a strange relationship, stranger than before you left.
Yeah, you guys have got a bit weird.
Remember, I fucking love Loboto though.
Yeah.
Frost does.
I don't think you're gonna love him any less, but like our whole relationship has developed. Yeah, we're a little odd couple.
I'm as a person, not as the character, still curious to know what exactly you found necking your shit.
Actually, you know what? You can, in character, I will say, Frost. At some point, when we've had a chance to catch up, we need a chat. It's nothing big. Just we need a chat, but I don't want you to freak out. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. I've got some stuff to do. We got to settle in, but I want to talk to you, but I don't want you to freak out. Okay?
Yeah, I promise you, the portals. If that's what this is about, I did not use my Scroll of Chaos portal. I swear, I did not use it yet.
Maybe that's something.
I most certainly didn't cause the light beam in Kevin Navis when that happened. That also wasn't me, and I did definitely not set that wooden shack on fire once while traveling back to Drudgy Brana. And if you didn't hear about that, then nothing happened.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I pointedly say, no one was blaming you for the sky beam. I mean, sky beam, no one was blaming you for, but yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah, you guys sort of like you have a night at the house. You'll choose whatever beds that you want to sleep in.
The one furthest away from Javen, if possible.
JVO, you'd be happy to share a bed with me.
No. Okay, well, I'll sleep outside, I guess. I'll make a bed in the attic in my accountant's den.
Yeah, and head up to your hammock office.
I want to sleep closest to the window so I can hear the waves.
I'll just make a coffin so that when I'm ambushed in my sleep, people don't even have to carry my
You just
It'll be already.
We can just wake up and go, oh shit, that was a shame. At least
You
it's easy to transport into a hole.
You're seriously sleeping in your own funeral arrangements. That is dark.
I swear I didn't
That's
get
some
my
pessimistic attitude.
Right? It's like, I'll just save everyone time.
You guys eventually manage to sleep, and then the next day you've got a big adventure ahead. You feel so you're sort of preparing everything. JV will as much as he wants to set everything up in the new underground lair he has, he's just sort of, instead of that, he's having to sort of like, you know, polish all the travel beakers and, you know,
Is it like the camping cookware set?
yeah.
All my travel, all my camping beakers.
Yeah,
If you need me to
little
move
collapsible
furniture,
ones.
Jay, I'm your man. Otherwise,
making sure the crossbow's all oiled up and working, you know.
Absolutely.
Pearl's like getting back into the right. I've got to do some fucking harm now, so practicing her songs and stuff. Zakonis, you know, probably just getting ready in the forest, soaking up as much nature as possible.
That's right.
Frost
Around it for 6 months.
yeah, Froster's
Too civilized for him.
Froster's noticed that there's a training yard outside.
Oh, good.
And has probably been practicing his flourishes with his sword play.
Can I attack? No, you can't. Dave, you know what would make Tail Spy better? If items could have like a small inventory, so you could do some environmental storytelling, and if you could interact with certain objects like chairs and training dummies. That's like, Tail Spy is really good. That would make it just a tiny bit better.
That is true.
I can't.
Thank you for the raid, Blushing Crafter. Very much appreciated. I hope you all had a great stream. Welcome in. We're currently playing D&D. The guys have got a new house, and they're enjoying their time here before they have to go off an adventure again. But yeah, you guys are sort of preparing for your journey throughout the whole day, getting as much stuff done as possible. It starts to get towards evening, and you see Maggie and Jed and Rune and the rest of Zoe's friends, or Pearl's friends, and a few people from the village that you've gotten close with over the most recent times. And they are all here to sort of give you a housewarming party, have a little feast. There is the training area. Everyone sort of like starts to set up tables in the training area for you guys to, you know, have your food and your merriment on. Yeah, everyone's sort of like welcoming you into the area, saying, "Oh, it's been good to have you in the village, but you know, we did this for you, and we're happy you like it and all that." Yeah, just sort of everyone's being nice and friendly, and they're in party mode. They're like, we're gonna have a drink and some food and some music and stuff. What are you guys thinking as your time is nearing?
I am still. What was her name? Pearl, what was your best friend's name again?
Which one?
The big one that I tried to arm wrestle.
Rune.
Yeah, right.
The Goliath.
Well, I still, yeah, I guess I still want to do that. The arm wrestling.
As soon as the drink starts flowing, the arm wrestling starts. It's just standard. I'm currently pouring a Dragon's Breath whiskey for Mrs. Anderson, and I'm promising that the workshop is now moving, and I will, as soon as I get back, repair her fence.
Can I just say that Rune normally would reject you and be like, you don't want to do that, dude. You don't want to do that. Tonight, she knows. Pearl's been telling all of her friends about everything that we've got to do, everything we've been through. All three of them know most of the shit we've been through so far. So tonight, Rune will accept your challenge.
Yeah. Okay, face. I assume that means we start rolling, right? For whatever it is that I'd be doing for rolls.
Give me just a sec. Just getting used.
I think it's just a strength check, right?
Pals with.
I also need to ask a quick Well, you know what? Let's make it an in-game question. I wander
Anyone
over
wanna bet on
to
this?
Maggie and I go, "I'm sorry, Maggie, in all the excitement. Where are the toilets in this place?" And out of game, I'm just gonna ask, how long is it until we take our little toilet break in the room? Just so I can plan.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, in character, Javen's going to the bog.
we can have a little break now, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And then come back for the party. So yeah, we can do that. Everyone, little, sort of 5-minute break. Go get a drink, get a snack, whatever. And then we'll be back for some exciting fun times. Yay!
Nice. I'm debating whether I should use it, so here we go. Roll the 1d2. So if it's a 1, I'm going to use it, because that's probably... If it's a 1, I'm going to use it. If it's a 2, I'll keep it for now. It's a 1. We're using it.
Don't we this. This is all you, buddy.
Yeah. I'm going
Yeah, I'm in a bad way.
I'm gonna heal up Jay.
You have inspiration?
Is that advantage or a new roll?
A new roll.
I am going to use it.
Oh, DM inspiration.
I love the idea.
21. A
The
21.
first you try and slam his head down, it kind of like doesn't quite land, and you're like, nope, try again.
Yeah.
It's just a
It's like
You
double whammy.
you grab the barman's head and you try and slam it down onto the thing, but he resists, and then you feel, nope, fuck you, and you just slam it,
Again.
and he slumps to the floor.
Whip out my wand, and with a little billow for showmanship purposes, I fire off a nice gaudy pink flare into the night sky, hoping that Frost will understand.
What is the shape of this flare?
Well, it's gaudy pink. It's difficult to achieve any defined shapes in pyrotechnics, as I'm sure you know. It takes a lot of concentration on my part, and I have a night of fine whiskey, but it does vaguely resemble a bell end.
Nice.
Remind me, what is a bell end again?
The end of
Right.
Oh,
I
Oh.
was just
That's clip
not
that.
expecting that.
Hand crossbow, and it also now uses, because it's a magic item, it now uses my intelligence modifier to hit,
nice.
not my usual dexterity.
Very
You
nice.
know, can be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
So let me just make sure that it's actually going to use my intelligence modifier. Yeah, and it gets +1 as well to hit and to damage. So in theory, this should work. Here we go. Attack with massive modifier. Come on.
Oh no.
So that's a natural 1.
Oh no!
Ah, what?
You hit the half elf.
Unbelievable! Come on.
You you whip out your crossbow, your newly bought.
Build it up.
Your newly bought.
Pure curiosity. Do you happen to have any more items that you were going to display tonight? We might be able to grab it. Generous
it's-
discount.
A second immovable rod, perhaps? That we wouldn't buy at a discount?
Give you an immovable rod.
No. What
Fucking-
about bird? Bird is the word. And then instead of that, you say bard. Bard is the word.
Yeah.
I actually really like that one.
Bard.
Oh
I
no,
love
because I
that.
changed it to everyone's hard about the bard, and then I realised what I was saying. Everybody's hard about the bard, but yeah, so that's not what I meant.
It's hard.
Okay,
And
so
it's going to
we're
be
picking
stuck
that
in my
one
head all
then.
night now. You've actually dissonant whispered your own group.
Yes, coin. I'll toss a coin. Alright?
Oh dear. Okay, let's see.
As the coin goes into the air, I slap it clean out the air,
Whatever
like
it lands on.
out of nowhere,
Whatever-
aggressively. Like I No hesitation. As soon as I see the coin go in the air, I go, no! It just flies across the room.
Frost scrambles over to the coin to pick it up.
I toss it again, and whatever it lands on the floor, regardless of what Javiel slaps it or not.
This time, one of Lobotto's arms telescopically stretches from all the way up from the second floor into the door and slaps the coin out of the air.
My master said no.
Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it.
Okay.
Austin, are you telling me you spent 50 coin? Something that makes your feet itch.
And it.
Could have got a fiance for that, pal.
I'm 100% certain that it also does something else. I just don't know what. Again, it might steal my soul. It might steal my soul. It might start at the feet.
You're a natural
be a little
optimist, aren't you,
wall
Frost?
of,
There's one thing I do like about you.
And that is.
It's gonna be just a little wall of like silence, and he's just gonna look, close his eyes, and open them.
Stupid.
Because I would like to have a word with the ringmaster. Can I just lift the ringmaster off his feet and run with him outside?
Damn, man, you never cease to amaze. Just steal the fucking fight organizer. Steal the promoter. You're just basically scooping up Don King, slinging him over your shoulder in a fireman's lift and doing one. That's what you want to do.
Fire.
My gift to you is this tiny, tiny harp.
It's adorable.
It's the world's smallest violin.
I was just thinking the
very
same
cute.
thing.
It's no, I'm not giving you a sassy thing. It's
Next time
different.
I have an
can play it
existential
for
crisis,
Frost
that's
when
going to
he
come out,
tries
isn't
to
it?
tell people his backstory.
Yeah.
You know what? Normally I would laugh along and side with you on this, but I feel like after today's episode, too soon.
Yeah. So well done.
I'm debating whether I should use it, so here we go. Roll the 1d2. So if it's a 1, I'm going to use it, because that's probably... If it's a 1, I'm going to use it. If it's a 2, I'll keep it for now. It's a 1. We're using it.
Don't we this. This is all you, buddy.
Yeah. I'm going
Yeah, I'm in a bad way.
I'm gonna heal up Jay.
You have inspiration?
Is that advantage or a new roll?
A new roll.
Roll.
I am going to use it.
Oh, DM inspiration.
I love the idea.
21. A
The
21.
first you try and slam his head down, it kind of like doesn't quite land, and you're like, nope, try again.
Yeah.
It's just a
It's like,
You
double whammy.
you grab the barman's head and you try and slam it down onto the thing, but he resists, and then you think, no, fuck you, and you just slam
Do it
it,
again.
and he slumps to the floor.
Whip out my wand, and with a little billow for showmanship purposes, I fire off a nice gaudy pink flare into the night sky, hoping that Frost will understand.
What is the shape of this flare?
Well, it's gaudy pink. It's difficult to achieve any defined shapes in pyrotechnics, as I'm sure you know. It takes a lot of concentration on my part, and I have had a night of fine whiskey, but it does vaguely resemble a bell end.
Nice.
Remind me, what is a bell end again?
The end of
Right.
Oh,
I was just
That's clip
not
that.
expecting that.
Hand crossbow, and it also now uses, because it's a magic item, it now uses my intelligence modifier to hit,
Nice.
not my usual dexterity.
Very
You know, can be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
So let me just make sure that it's actually going to use my intelligence modifier. Yeah, and it gets +1 as well. To hit and to damage. So, in theory, this should work. Here we go. Attack. With, oh yeah, massive modifier. Come on.
Oh no.
So that's a natural 1.
Oh no!
Ah, what?
You hit the half elf.
Unbelievable! Come on.
You you whip out your crossbow. You're newly bought.
Build it up.
You're newly bought.
Pure curiosity. Do you happen to have any more items that you were going to display tonight? We might be able to grab it. Generous
it's-
discount.
A second immovable rod, perhaps? That we wouldn't buy at a discount?
Give you an immovable rod.
No. What
Fucking-
about bird? Bird is the word. And then instead of that, you say bard. Bard is the word.
Yeah.
I actually really like that one.
I'm gonna get like
I need to-
6,000
ooh,
sleep.
hello.
No.
Hello, we are back, and it is evening now. All the food is sort of cooked. Everything's ready. You guys are having a nice drink. You guys can sort of place yourselves wherever you want to be in this throng of people.
I'm telling stories about my hero friends because I may not be much of an adventurer, but I am a storyteller,
You
and
can-
I'm holding court about our escapades, as I invariably do in Cavanavis of an evening. People are entertained and bored in equal measure.
Yeah.
what's everyone
But I'm keeping
else
everybody's
doing?
glasses topped up.
Of course,
That's
of
important.
course.
That's important because that helps with the reception of the stories.
What's everyone
I'm-
else doing?
Performing as usual.
Of course.
Arm wrestling.
Reclusively checking out the buffet.
Is there any chocolate cake?
It's a lack of chocolate here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, poor pig. You will not die in vain. You will be delicious.
As Javiel is sort of halfway through an epic tale that he's telling from memory, but also sort of half making up as he goes along as well, just to like embellish it, you know.
It's not lies. It's showmanship.
Exactly. You know, it's in the telling of the story.
It's the musical accompaniment that really zhuzhes me up. You know.
Yeah, and you say that Pearl is, you know, doing a nice jaunty party tune, keeping everyone's spirits up. Everyone seems pretty happy.
Can I
No
say
one-
that actually, in the last few months, mine and Pearl's repertoire we've got in a bit of a groove. So like my storytelling, and like, you know, I've found her rhythm now. So like I'll tell story in the verse, and then she'll like pick up a chorus
Okay,
and
well,
accentuate a particular point.
both of you give me a performance check then.
Okay, all right.
Oh, it's great.
I can do that. I
First
can
roll
do
of
that.
season
Let's
2.
go. Oh, it's a charisma-based check. I forgot how much I suck at these. Where's my little roller thing? Where's it? There we go. Chat.
That's a dirty 20.
It's
Nice.
a 7.
Oh.
Boredom. The boredom. Everyone's waiting for Pearl's chorus as usual.
People
I-
aren't bored, but you're,
I'm the verse, not the hook.
you're definitely being carried a bit by the music.
Yeah,
Yeah. If there was no
That's fair.
music, people would be a bit less interested in your story, but it's still a good
all, you
time.
all you have to do is look at my channel's viewer stats for music and gaming to know that this is true to life.
Ouch.
I don't think that's true, but nobody's looking over at Zakonis, who is just eyeing all the food, just he's just slowly, picking bits off the table and surreptitiously just nibbling away. When you all hear, okay, come on then, and you look over, and Rune has finally been enticed by Frost's goading and has accepted his challenge to an arm wrestle. And it sort of breaks through the music, and everyone looks round. They're like, what? What's going on? There's a kerfuffle. Oh.
It's intended.
And you,
Let's go.
Rolling.
Wall face.
10 gold pieces on my boy. Let's go.
everyone starts to focus on Rune and Frost and their ensuing challenge. Everyone sort of
I'll
gathers
take that
round.
bet.
Jayvil's
All right.
trying to make some money. Rune walks over, maybe stumbling a little bit, and puts her arm down on the table in front of you. Says, "Are we doing this or not?
Yeah, of
Come
course
on.
we are.
Let's go."
Come on, Jack. You got this. You're
kind of
you're
role?
match fit with all your roaming, your rangering.
Yeah.
Don't let me down, buddy.
Rune, kick his
Is it-
bum.
Is it a strength saving throw since he's so big, or is it a regular
literally.
strength
It's
roll?
a regular strength check. We're gonna do 3. Whoever wins best 2 out of 3 wins the arm wrestle.
First roll, that's not
Yeah.
great.
Drum
20.
roll.
Channel that letters, boy.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh,
Then we get a good roll.
I rolled an 8 for my first roll. What was your first roll?
A dirty 30.
Nice. Okay.
Do I win that?
Yeah, you win that
My
one.
second one was both on the first roll and like the disadvantage slash
double that
advantage.
one.
That one on both.
How do you roll 2 nat ones simultaneously?
I
I
think
That
think you
is
just fractured a
special.
finger.
You got 2 nat ones in a row.
You got
No,
double nat
no,
one
no,
on
no,
the
third
advantage.
roll. The
So
Oh,
third
on
this
the
is-
advantage roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Livian
that's
rolls off the
insane.
So
That is
I rolled
insane.
a 12. So
And the last roll, I rolled a 19, and then with modifiers, that's a 24, baby.
okay, so I've basically got to beat a 24 to win this.
Yes.
That is a 19. So
I win.
Rune and Frost for about 60 seconds are struggling back and forth. Rune seems to get his arm really low to the table, and then Frost will just come back with another surge of strength. This goes back and forth for a while, and you don't know what it is, but you see a little glint in Frost's eye, and in a split second, bam! He slams Rune's hand down on the table, and I don't know. Does everyone cheer?
I mean, I do. I slap Frost on the back, going, "Nice, the old rope a dope, love it."
You better
I
give me
just-
some-
I
whispered
hold-
to Jay, you
I-
better give me
I
good
give
gold.
Jay the 10 gold that I owe him from our bet.
I'll get you a beverage in, sir. You've earned it. Well played.
That's fair.
Well played. By the way, is your hand okay? Because that middle round looked rough.
Oh yeah, when I was really close, yeah. It's all about technique, but
I thought she had you on the ropes there.
oh yeah, no, that was just for showmanship, right? You gotta make it enticing enough and exciting enough, right?
Showmanship, right?
Yeah. I'm like, otherwise, if I just beat her outright, would have been fun to watch. If I just went bum.
Hey,
The
look,
rest-
it's a local crowd, you know. You can't
re-
come in and smash it.
The rest of the people perhaps don't cheer as hard as everyone else would, because obviously they wanted Rune to win, but it was still a
But
good
I
show.
am most interested in what Rune does. Do we shake hands? I'll offer to shake hands.
Rune does shake hands. I assume she would
Just
be
what-
the type of person to be like, okay, you won, fair enough.
Oh, for sure.
But she is sort of like nursing a drunken ego wound. She's a bit like, oh, I should have won that.
We'll never know. It was just the drinking, but I'm just gonna take this W and then refuse to ever arm wrestle again.
Only ever arm wrestle a drunken Goliath.
I'm gonna.
Frost is drunk as well, so really probably evens out somewhat. But I'm not gonna test it at this point. I just said I'm stronger than Rune.
I'm gonna go up to Rune and go because I've become relatively, relatively tight with Rune over the past 6 months. You know, obviously, like not the stranger she once was. I go like, don't take it too hard. He was on a crazy lettuce diet for a while, and to be honest, he's a nutter. I've seen him bring down some pretty intimidating people. So don't take it.
It took 6 months to get stronger.
You guys are celebrating Frost's win and commiserating with the loser, and you hear Maggie shout, "Who goes there?" And you all turn round. Oh.
And the coffin goes off, and you're welcome to our house.
Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Who does go there?
You look round to where Maggie is pointing, and out of the woods surrounding your little area stumbles a man. He looks.
That's the other side.
He's sort of shambling very slowly. He looks very close to death.
Is that Johnny Buckle or whatever his name was?
He's sort of groaning and not really responding to Maggie or looking even at anything. He seems to just be completely unresponsive and just.
Can I run up and heal him?
I was just about to say the same. Yeah, I think like you and me gonna run over. It's like, we've got a wounded man here. Are you okay?
I don't even have to run up. I can heal him from 60 feet away, so you can run up if you want. I'll just stay back.
Can we notice the
I'll heal him from here. You can go touch him.
Let me be useful just for one episode before we get stuck into it.
I'm telling you to be useful. You go and touch him and heal him, and I'll
go and do moral support. Yeah,
from back here.
I'll run along with Jay.
He doesn't have to know the healing from her.
I run along with him, my sword drawn, because I don't trust a stranger, even if they look wounded. This is a classic robber tactic. I've traveled so much through the woods. I know that they sometimes pretend to be hurt.
Okay, Frost, you got my back, but I'm going to run over and be like, "Hey, we've got a wounded guy here. You okay there? You okay there, friend?"
Jay, Frost, Maggie, Loboto, and Jed and Zakonis all start walking towards this guy, running towards this guy to sort of see what he's about. Hopefully, heal him, sort him out because he looks pretty fucked up. As you get closer, you can sort of hear the mumblings and the groanings, and it's just babbling. He's not making any sense. He's just and just groaning.
I assume
I still want to help heal him. I just don't want to go near him.
Honestly, that might be why I feel such an instant. I must help this man because I mean, a shambling, staggering mumbler, worse for wear. I can't help but identify, feel for the guy. I recognise this state.
As you guys get closer and closer to him, and he's walking towards you, you get within about 15 feet, and he suddenly snaps his head up. His eyes start to glow green.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh, fuck.
Can I drop my sword?
I'm kind of glad I stayed back now.
Cracks start to form in his skin. And,
why don't you let me be helpful?
And green
He
energy
runs toward danger.
Green energy starts to glow from within his body. He starts to sort of puff up and expand until eventually he explodes and releases a puff of green spores.
In a
sort
magical
of-
poop.
Oh, it's like a boomer from Left 4
In a
Dead.
magical poof, yeah. Live by the
That's exactly what I
This is a live by the sword, die by the sword moment for me. I can't lie, face.
I'm gonna need a what is it? A
Constitution saving throw.
no. I want what's the other one? Dexterity saving throw from
Okay.
Zakonis, Frost, and Javiel.
Why does it have to be dexterity?
I rolled a 21.
21. Okay.
I rolled a 9.
Ooh, these
Well, I rolled an 11. I got a 9.
I have a +7 on Dex saving throw, so
What'd you get, Zakonis?
4.
Well,
Not good.
you and Javiel are going to take 2 damage, poison damage.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
and turn into zombies.
Fuck off.
You do on each of your hands see a spore attach. You are now spored.
Is it? Is that an adjective?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
I like it.
Your DM.
See, we don't just invent stories here; we invent words.
All I can think of is the boomers from Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Except they don't spore. They just
I mean,
bile you.
I kind of gesture to the rest of the group like, stay back. He's sporing.
I think he's already dead.
Because I can make up words too. I live in this fantasy world.
I assume he's dead.
That's
Like,
true. Yeah,
dead
oh
for
yeah,
real.
he is like mist. He doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just expanded.
I would
to-
like-
Yes.
I would like to create water above the guys everyone that got spored. I would like to make it in the form of rain
Oh,
to
nice,
try
like a
and damp down
decontamination
any
shower.
spores. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
the
everyone
scientist
stay
in me
still.
the scientist in me just, yeah.
Should have been him first with the. divine-
So like a 30-foot cube of water falls as rain.
Nice.
Or 30, yeah. Water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube area. I know what sentences are.
You manage to summon the water quick enough to save Maggie and Jed from getting hit by any spores, but unfortunately, Javiel and Zakonis are both already spored.
Fuck.
It's a good thing
It
I
is the
wear
spore.
gloves. No
My
skin
body.
exposed.
That's why I don't kiss him on the mouth. Sorry, Firefly reference, by the way. That's not just grim for grim's sake. It is a quote.
I got it.
Thank you.
Maggie, as Maggie's recovering from the shock of what just happened, she said, I think I recognize him. I'm sure he was. Yes, that was. Wow, that was loud.
It
What
wasn't
was it?
Johnny Buckle, was it?
Whoop!
it was the roll 20 noise.
Oh.
Whoop! It was so loud.
You know what it is? It's somebody at the back of the party who doesn't realise what's going on. They're like, whoop, whoop! They have no idea the drama that's kicking off at the front of the house.
Rune just beat someone else in arm wrestling and fixed her ego.
Yeah, Maggie recognizes this person as someone from a village close by. His name is Drent Page.
Rent page.
Yes, he was the sort of like, this village is pretty small, but he's basically the one that people were like, he's our leader. He's the leader of the village. And she says he is from Peldham village, which is just slightly to the northeast of where you are now, about an hour away.
How are you spelling that?
P-E-L.
It's on the map.
D-H-A-N.
Yeah, it's on the map.
Yeah, it's on the map. Yeah.
Like Peldham 1, 2, 3.
The map did not load for me in Roll20, so I just can't see it.
Okay.
All I get is a black screen.
To be fair, it's a
I
big
don't know
map,
why.
so-
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah,
Peldham.
So one more time, we got Drent Page, zombified or whatever, exploding in mist spores. He was Major of Peldham, the major, right?
It was just
Yeah, village leader in Peldham, 1 hour northeast of
village
their
leader.
lair.
Yeah.
Village leader. I'll change it.
Don't go. Imagine giving birth and hating your child so much that you'd name it Drent. Brilliant.
I mean, clearly you see the mind space I was in when I came up with this name.
Yeah, I need a red shirt name. Oh yeah, Drent.
It's not going to be named something cool, is he?
No, save that for the long running characters.
Get the,
Yeah.
get the coolest character ever and kill him off instantly, like you did with Homeless Man number 2. Gone, but never forgotten.
Never forgotten.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking?
I'm looking at the. Normally, when I stare at my hands for a long time and go, shit, it's not because there's anything actually wrong with them. So this is a terrifying moment, and I'd forgotten how scary being mixed up in the drama of this land can be.
Is it multiple spores or one spore?
You both have one spore that has sort of attached to the back of your right hand each, and it's
Almost
Cut it off.
almost without thinking about it, I go like, fuck no, and
Don't
cast.
scrape the spore, don't touch it.
I'm not touching it, and I cast. Range touch. I cast Cure Wounds.
I think it works. If
On
it's
the-
not wound, technically, it doesn't deal that. It did
Now-
it did poison damage again.
A creature I touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, if it's an undead spore thingy, it might not
roll
work.
your health, however much health you get back.
1d8 plus.
Plus anything?
1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
So you're at full health if you took 2 poison damage.
Yeah, you
right?
only took 2 damage, so you.
That's 5, yeah. So
You are back at full health, but the spore does not recede. Both
Jay,
of
do you
you,
want-
as you're looking at your hands, both of you, you can see sort of like green veins appearing as the spore sort of sinks lower and starts to disappear under the skin.
shit.
Never actually.
Very quickly. Is anyone around me wearing a scarf or anything similar? I often would have a neckerchief on, but I'm playing it casual this evening, so I don't have my neckerchief on.
This is like.
anybody else
I
have-
got binned, but I'll say I didn't get binned. Everyone saw it happen.
Is there anything I can just grab off somebody to create a rudimentary tourniquet? Just
Is the spore still on them face?
The spore.
Or Did it like crawl underneath their skin, or is
it's
it? Like,
it's doing the absorbing into my skin shit.
Yeah.
Or is it-
yeah.
oh, it's
Stop talking! I'm on the clock.
It's
This is a time sensitive situation.
once it gets under the skin, it does sort of it's very 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 slow. It seems to just stop, but you can still feel it. sort
What
of-
if we chop
wriggling.
off your right hand and replace it with a robotic arm? Problem solved.
It may come to that.
We don't wait too long.
Pearl's gonna turn to Maggie and just say, "Does anyone in the village have any sort of cure disease spell?"
Is there a doctor in the house?
I would assume, I don't know. Is there anyone magical enough to know, other than like just normal medicine?
I don't know.
No,
I
Yes,
didn't
your
plan
village.
the town that deeply. Maybe the potion shop owner. I don't know.
Don't pretend for 1 second you haven't thought about your town that deeply. I saw your Tailspire model. I've seen your character journal.
I haven't discussed that deeply what is allowed to be part of those characters with Connor.
You know the GCSE results of everyone in that village. Don't lie.
The potion shop owner maybe.
Face.
Oh fuck me, I can't remember if it was Leon or Alex, one of them, whichever one
think it was
isn't the
Leon.
bartender.
Leon's the barman.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex might know.
Ah, yeah, about that. So when I opened the shop, Alex wasn't very happy about the new shop in town. I don't think he's here tonight. That's my fault. You know what? I hold up my green hands.
Hulk smash.
I don't think Alex is as easily upset as you think he is.
I don't think you appreciate how good my shop is and how much of a threat it is to his business.
Face, I wanted to ask, can I...
I don't know why I'm pushing this storyline.
I'm just saying.
This hurts me.
I'm just saying, the less time he has to spend in his shop, the more time he gets to spend with his husband in the bar. So...
what does Frost want to ask? What do you want to ask?
Sorry, Frost.
I assume it's like a zombie-ish creature, which I might have some history with. Could I roll like history to see if I would know anything more about it, and then also maybe know a possible way to cure it? Not that that would have to be an easy way necessarily, but just would I know what these things are?
Like it.
You can give me.
My history isn't the greatest. I'll tell you that much. I have a -3 on history, so.
You can give
I appreciate the
history,
effort.
Yeah, you can give me a history check to see if you remember it being something.
All I can think of is those mushrooms that
is
put their spores in ants and get them to
You
run
see?
up the tree so they can.
That would have been a nat fucking 20 with advantage, but
I would
instead
not know of anything like that though.
It's now a 38.
Just out of character query.
Yeah.
Like theories.
You don't know what this is. You're like, holy shit, this is kind of crazy.
And gross.
Even I don't get advantage because I come from a city overrun with the undead.
Nope.
Ah, that's a real shame.
Zirconis is going to try. He sees Jay try to kill himself, and it doesn't work. He's going to run over to Jay and cast Protection from Poison.
Ooh. Nice.
Does that just protect him from poison?
So you touch a creature. If it's poison, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison afflicts the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present, or you neutralize one at random.
Okay, you cast a spell on Javiel, and he sort of does a little shiver, like, ooh. The spore doesn't leave his body, but you do feel like you could probably take a hit of poison and not die now.
So me?
Yeah.
I mean, I invariably feel that way.
You want to try?
Both Zirconis and Javiel will, as you're sort of trying out different methods of what you can do to get rid of this.
That was my only level 2 spell for the day.
You both get a feeling coming from what you would know is your eggs. You get the feeling you get the feeling that they are stopping this thing from completely taking over your body for now. But they are urging you to hurry up and sort of sort it out.
Right.
So you've got some protection.
So Curtis, I got a funny tingle in my eggs then.
Yeah,
I don't know whether that was the spell or yeah. Child.
It's been a while.
That's
Thanks.
not good.
I feel like that. I don't know what that. I don't know what's going on, but it feels like that's bought me some time. I need to tie this off. I don't like this, Draconis. I don't like this at all.
Worst case scenario, I can just freeze your
Yeah, I'm
body
not a fan
completely and it
either.
will probably halt whatever processes are going on inside your body. And then we can find a way to revitalize you afterwards.
I don't know whether I want Frost. I don't know whether I want you halting my bodily processes, dude.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be turned into a zombie.
It could be worse in a whole bunch of ways, and I feel like some of them would be down to me letting you do this.
At this point, I've just turned into Mr. Freeze from Batman. Just, my wife's in a container.
Can
have to-
I go and find Alex?
I guess so, yeah.
You Pearl says, I think I'm gonna try and find Alex, and suddenly Jed pipes up.
Oh.
Usually pretty quiet, but he's obviously been thinking about this since it happened. He's the captain of the guard for a reason. He's the protector for a reason. And he just sort of opens his mouth and slowly says, maybe the best way to get rid of this is to find out where it came from.
If you really want to help, Frost, he's
Gone.
already hot on the trail of where Drent came from. Can't you use your tracking skills to see what happened?
It's a passive wisdom thing, or like a passive perception, which tracks.
Do we need to track him if we know exactly what town he came from, though?
Well, I mean, we could head to the town, or we could head to where he came from. I don't know. Is the problem in the town, or is the problem outside of the town?
Did he come from the direction of Peldon?
Yeah.
Well, then I assume that we go there.
Yep, I don't feel like we have much time to make any other decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Frost.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, we'll go there.
I need you to make a promise.
Yeah.
Frost, I need you to make me a promise.
Yeah. What do you need?
If this gets bad enough to where it crawls up my arm, I need you to cut my arm off.
You cut your entire arm off.
Yes, if it gets too close to my shoulder, cut my arm off.
I need you to make me a promise as well that if it gets too bad,
I'll cut
you only cut off my arm exactly where I tell you to, and only when I tell you to.
You want me to do it with surgical precision? Oh,
Exactly on my command and where I tell you. If it
You need
comes
to draw
to
a dotted line as well, and you need to grab a scalpel. Do it like all.
You know,
While they're
his-
talking about this, Pearl's just going to go and quickly
his-
say goodbye
his
to her
version
best friends.
sounds-
you know what?
This
Never
version
mind.
sounds better. Do what he said. Let's go.
Loboto, just prepare the clamps.
You guys,
I'll cut off your arm precisely where you want it if you need me to. That should be fine, especially if you hold still, which is usually not a luxury afforded in battle, and I'm still precise in battle. So,
you guys,
When are we in battle?
You guys saddle up the wagon. You get Clip and Clop, ready.
Lucky and Sheep.
Lucky and Sheep.
I love the way they have multiple handles. They're the SoundCloud rappers of our campaign, really.
Maggie points you guys in the direction of Peldham, tells you like a road that you can take. It's going to take probably about an hour to get there. And she reassures you that she will get everyone to clean up your house before they leave. And
Can you ask them to make like a small separation in the attic so I can have like the accountant's bit?
You can do that yourself when you get
yeah,
back.
we can
They
ask
already
them.
built us a house for us
Oh yeah.
for free. You can organize it yourself.
Yeah, I'll ask that, I guess.
I am.
I'll do the interior. Everything else, I just need a wall and a door.
I'm flicking through my 101 uses for Cyclops eye gunk to see if there's anything at all about weird undead spore type stuff. Maybe as some sort of salve, Yeah, so that's I'm frantically flicking through my notes. Oh, and also I've got Loboto clamped onto my forearm as a sort of like periodically going, no, not that tight. No, don't let it go blue. But he's got his little claw
Face, I would
just
like
below
to
the elbow.
I would like to say it in character, given how I'm a close range character, and seeing that this apparently goes on your skin specifically. First of all, make a very good attempt at covering up as much skin as possible. We're talking like tight gloves, face masks, maybe some shades to have as little skin exposed as possible.
Okay, you're wrapping up. You're preparing for the spores.
Yeah, in case we are to be spoiled again. I don't
That's
want more
smart.
people.
That's smart.
Perhaps you should do the same so you don't get double spoiled.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap my emerald green neckerchief around my face
Yeah, I'll just have like a
and start
cloak.
buttoning up my lab coat and stuff.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna make a bubble of water. Like I'm gonna take a bubble of water from the sea and put it around my head,
Oh, yeah, clever.
Okay.
because I can breathe underwater and it lasts for an hour. So that's my protection.
I'm getting kind of like Truman Show Jim Carrey with the space helmet vibes.
Oh, yeah, do we not just have like a spacesuit lying around?
That's my campaign. That's not Faces.
Yeah. Wrong TTRPG.
Diver suit like the old ones with like the metal frame in front.
Are
Ooh.
you talking about a diver helmet?
Yeah, no, I mean the entire suit, not just the helmet, but also the suit.
Yeah, but the diver instead of the
Yeah.
spacesuit. Yeah.
I feel like that's medieval enough. Where we have glass, right? in
They
this
did
world?
make them quite early on. Yeah.
Yeah, we have glass. I'm pretty sure.
Diving suits. They go back
Well,
quite a
we'll
ways.
way down.
You guys, after having gotten your wagon ready, said goodbye to everyone. On your way to figure out what this thing is and how you can get it out of your body. It is about an hour to the next, well, to Powden Village with your wagon.
Just before... Oh, sorry.
While you're traveling, Zakonis will have noticed that basically nothing has changed with his little spore. As much as Javiel is, clamping his arms and tourniqueting himself, Zakonis is probably a bit like, oh, actually, I don't need to rip my own arm off just yet.
He's running toxins before. I mean, yeah, he's been stung and bitten and brushed up against medieval poison ivy, I guess, a few times. More than I
That is
have.
right.
I'm used to like acid burns and electrical burns. That's more my vibe.
You're not used to things going in.
I don't like.
Phrasing?
Sure and yeah.
Hey yo.
Hey oh. Yeah, it's much more mechanical kind of injuries that I'm used to.
I just noticed, by the way, the title of HQ is Egg Fondler Base.
Yeah.
I almost magically tinkered that over the door, but I didn't know whether we wanted to change our group handle before I did that.
Let's not have it above the door. We might get some FBI or whatever the fuck.
What did
This
you wanna
this
do
had
before
this
you
had
leave?
occurred to me.
What did Pearl want to do before you left?
No, I was going to say I want to do something right before we enter the town itself.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, you can see it's getting dark now because obviously you left in the evening. Your party was getting on a bit. It is getting pretty dark now, and on the horizon you can see some orange glows that you would recognize as big fires, basically.
Shit.
You can smell the smoke wafting down on the breeze.
I love a big fire. You can burn big things.
You the sort of the cold night air, along with the smoky sort of, it's not full on just yet, but it's like a hint of it, and it sort of gives you a bad chill feeling to what's ahead of you. As you start to near the village, can you all give me a perception check?
Is this passive perception or just regular perception?
Just regular
Perception.
I want to do something with my observant thing other than lib reading from a mile away. Fine.
Oh, well, that's a nat 1. I'm
Right there with
very
you, Jay.
distracted by my
Oh,
sport.
no.
Right there with you. We're both just looking at our hands like.
We are distracted. I mean, it
I
is
got 11.
distracting.
I got a 23. I feel like that's probably high enough.
It's rare that the dice are that thematic.
You got a 23. Everyone that isn't Frost-
Pal's just semi-distracted
Everyone
instead
that
of
isn't
fully
us.
distracted.
yeah, everyone that isn't Frost is basically just sort of thinking about, the night ahead and what they've got to do. But Frost is vigilant; he's on it.
Phil's very worried about me. I should.
That is
that's-
my
that's the
character. Though.
reason
Once I
she didn't
get
notice
on it,
it.
Pal's
I'll
trying to
finish it.
think of the perfect lyrics to give you guys a boost. That's what she's distracted by.
Frost hears from beside the wagon, in the bushes, a rustling, and as you look round to see what it is, you see a small child trembling and sort of looking very scared and not knowing what to do with themselves.
Do I notice anything else about the child? Like any?
Well, you haven't noticed anything at all. Oh no, you have actually. You're the one who has. Sorry, I'll stay out of it. It's none of my business.
There doesn't seem to be anything.
I'll go back
wrong
to staring at my hands.
there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them, except that
race
they're
is the
really
child?
fucking scared.
Before I
Human.
before I make racist assumptions.
Yeah, it's a human.
So no green veins, nothing.
No.
I only hear this child. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's obviously the far-reaching sounds of fire from the village.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
but
getting close to.
like I don't hear rumbling in the nearby bushes. Just
No, you just hear and see this little kid.
I don't know if I'm the one driving. Actually, I assume it's either me or Zakonis.
Yeah, you guys are up front probably.
Okay, yeah, I'll say we stop the horses and I'll carefully approach the kid. It's like trembling, shaking. Is it like crying, or what should I imagine?
Yeah, just like really scared and not
Kneel.
not having a good time.
I'll go on one knee, hold him by the arms, and then ask the child what happened for him to be so upset and alone in the forest at night.
Alright, go on then. Do the role play. Let's do it.
Okay, so do you want me to go on one knee here? I feel like I'd be off camera.
No, just do the conversation.
Okay. I'll go up to him and like,
I love it. Method.
hey, it's okay now. It's okay now. What happened? That you're here alone in the forest now? That you're crying.
She's like trying to get words out. She's like, but she's really upset. You need to try and calm her down.
Can I use charm person? I mean, it's the easiest way to do it. I think it's one of my. I get it for free for once.
What does it do? Does it just make them friendly towards you?
I think it makes them calm as well. Let me check.
Because I know isn't there like a calm emotions spell or something like that does.
Yeah,
that?
but I don't have the calm emotions, but I have charm person.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking it might not work that way.
The charmed creature regards me as a friendly acquaintance, and maybe it's also because something might have happened. It's also scared of strangers, which would mean that charmed person would at least, if that is the case, maybe willing to trust me. He would put more faith in me. The kid. I think that much is true about the charm person spell.
I think I'm just